Ooh. The patch notes for the next season of Multiverses is live. Hold on. Before we even get started, let me take a look-see at this. Am I going to be happy about this season, or is it going to be more of the same for from season 3? Ooh, looks like we got new perks, I'm guessing. No hit stun reduction on Agent Smith. Already off to a bad start. Looks like Finn got a lot of shit. Like a lot. Oh my god. They increased Morty's ground movement speed. Why? It's like his movement speed was already fast enough as it is. Shaggy got some nerves. Samurai Jack got some nerves. They increased the knockback on their aerial side special, which is something I was wanting for the Powerpuff Girls. They reduced the size of their hitbox to actually fit them, which is nice. Knockback reduced on air neutral attack. Knockback scale increased from 18 to 0. I don't know how that's gonna affect them, honestly. Air side attack now maintains more momentum during attack startup. Cool. Up attack on hit cancel window into air ground up special advanced 8 frames. Okay. Air down attack repeat move block. Okay. Ground neutral special. They made neutral special and neutral special better. Better. Well, for on the ground, that is. It is apparently their aerial version hasn't changed. Ground side special. They made the throws on Bubbles and Buttercup better. Ground down special. Okay. Air side special. Air down special. And special, they reduced knockback on the aerial down special, which is kind of dumb because it wasn't really that great to begin with. It's like, at least from my own opinion, that it wasn't that great. Rainbow Dash perk. Ha! They nerfed it again. I knew they were going to nerf that perk again because it's like, it's too damn strong. It's strong. Personally, if I was them, I would take it out completely and just give the Powerpuff Girls another perk. And they nerfed Wonder Woman's shield. Okay, cool. Not bad. Not bad. Anyways, greetings, fellow children in time and space. Is your host, TheAmariaShadow, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back once again to some more Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. We're going to be continuing right where I left off in the last live stream. Patch 7.1 is here, so we're going to be tackling the new story content, as well as showcasing the new 24-man raid. I don't think I'm going to be doing the new 24-man raid today. I'll probably save that. I'm going to save that for tomorrow, or depending on how I feel when it comes to recording content, I can always show it off today. Also, there is a new patch for Multiverses today that I want to go and try out. I want to just see how the Powerpuff Girls feel, and hopefully try and get my hands on Raven if I'm able to today. If not, I will definitely come back on the 15th. Because I know that she gets to becomes free on the 15th, so I will definitely be picking her up to see how she plays, and we'll just see how things go from there. So without further ado, let's get started on the way today's adventure and see what's in store for us. Oh, see! But before I do, let me share my stream around. Okay. A royal invitation. Volrook is eager to hear how you've been getting on. God, I got like this weird cramp, and I feel it in my neck all the way down to my chest. Damn it. That hurts. And it won't break free, damn it. It is a pleasure as always, Yami. Have you been able to relax lately? Wonderful. As busy as you have been with the Rite of Succession, among other things, you deserve an opportunity to experience Tuliolo at a more leisurely pace. Sampling the tacos at Gibaltier is one such way to do so. They are made the traditional way and laden with fillings, and are absolutely sublime. If you have an empty stomach, the owner, Brook Evu, will look after you. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with this cramp in my neck, but I have to actually lay down for me to not feel it. Well, if it isn't Yami, alone today, are you? I see. If you have a hankering for tacos, then they're on the house. Consider it a token of gratitude for your help tracking down those treasures. Go ahead and find a table. I'll bring you your meal as soon as it's ready. Finally! Tacos! You still love tacos, I hope. Heh, you ate so many when you turned 5, you could barely move afterwards, remember that? No, not really. That was 30 years ago for me. Right, sorry, it's still strange for me too. Just the other day, you were a little boy clinging to your mother's skirt as you set off for Yasulani, and now you're a man grown with a face full of hair. Even so, I knew you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still family, and you can always rely on me. Relying, that feels like the only thing I'm doing right now, on you and everyone else. I can't even start a fire without assistance at my new job. Back at Alexandria, we had Electrope. If I needed fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips, but here I'm helpless. A culinarian who can't even light the stove. The way the others in the kitchen stared at me. Gods, I never felt so embarrassed. I'm sorry to hear that. I've been told the tales, but it seems life is really different within the dome. My wife and children. I was thinking I'd have them join me once things had settled, but at this rate... I say you send for them. If they're your family, then they're mine too. I'll do whatever is necessary to make it work. I didn't mean to overhear, but it seems you're having trouble readjusting to life at Tuliolo. But thou Wooklamot! To aid folk like yourself, we've established a support group at the Wing of Reflection. There you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. It isn't easy being back, I know, but I'm hopeful that they can make things easier. That's exactly what I need. I'll definitely seek this group out, and I'll bring my family with me. Thank you. Oh, look who it is. I was just about to go and find you, Yami. You don't mind the company, I hope. I could use a bite to eat myself. Ah, the tacos here never disappoint. So, what have you been up to lately? I've been making a name for myself at the Arcadian. You're fighting in the arena in Alexandria? Or facing off against tough opponents, I'd wager you've honed your skills even further. As for myself, I'm being kept busy with duties at the palace. But whenever I find a moment, I like to walk the streets to talk to the people. That way I can better understand the problems they have and share them with Kona to figure out solutions. I was on one such walk just now, and as I mentioned, I was hoping to find you. Kona and I have something we want to discuss with you, as Dawn servants. Do you have time to come to the palace? Great, I'll go on ahead. Please come and join us once you've finished here. You know, seeing the one-armed minstrel here is just gonna bother me. I'm gonna unlock it! It's not like I'll ever do it, but I'll unlock it, just so I don't see this blue exclamation mark. Here. What the? Are they lagging? Master Yami, it is always an honor. Valcorna has stepped away to attend to a pressing matter, but he should join you within before long. Oh, you're all here too? Not voiced? Falcona summoned us, though if truth be told, Alvino and I have been seeing him quite regularly of late. He asked us to share our knowledge of Hannish culture, you see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance. We were of course happy to oblige him. Crowley and I were likewise summoned, otherwise we've been carrying on with our work, compiling information on the Golden City. My grandfather embarked on this investigation 20 years ago. With our report, we shall finish what he started. Lest you wonder, Thancred and Urianger have left to resume their tour of Tyrol. Y'shtola, meanwhile, is back to researching cross-rift travel. She was here just a few days ago to get Kona's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key in your keeping at some point. If the look she had in her eyes was any indication, I suggest you brace yourself for when she comes calling. You're like to be stuck with her for a while. As for Astinian, we know neither where he is nor what he is doing. Some things never change. My apologies for the delay. Think nothing of it. We took advantage of the time to catch up. So, what can we do for you? Hopefully present company is enough for whatever it is you need. The matter for which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. A state funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sphene. King Galulja and his administration has invited us to attend. While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of Yassilani, I see no reason not to attend. For generations, the Alexandrians lived without even the awareness of death. I wouldn't have expected them to have funeral rites still. Apparently, the members of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted in the Alexandria of old. It was they who put forth the proposal that the Queen be thus honored. Leave it to that lot to think of such things. The people of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends wanted to do something for them. Though Sphene was but a simulacrum, she was nonetheless a pillar for her people. The pain of her passing must run deep. Indeed, a funeral will give Alexandrians the chance to come together to express their grief, that they might overcome it. I wasn't sure at first, but I decided to go, not only to be there for Galulja, but to put this chapter behind us. That I requested your presence was none other than to see if you wished to attend the funeral. You knew Sphene as well, after all. I think I should go too. Because you consider yourself responsible for her demise, I take it. But that's not a burden you bear alone. Here's my idea. As Val, I'll attend the funeral as a representative of Tuliolol. Meanwhile, you could go in a personal capacity and watch over the people as they mourn. I feel the rest of us should go too. Regardless of the reason, the fact remains that we deprive Alexandria of a beloved ruler. It is only right that we remember who Sphene was, to her people and to others, so let us stand with you. Then it's decided. Let's head to Solution 9 and look for Galulja in the back room. There it is. Ah, you came for the funeral. Of course, I'm the only one who will officially take part, though. The others will watch over the proceedings. So how have you been? It's been a while since my last visit. I'm good. Shale is always teaching me new things. Recently, I've learned about Everkeep's systems and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I need to use my authority properly. Studious as always. By way of a treat, I brought you gâteau au chocolat. It's a kind of cake. I think you'll like it. Thank you, Lamati, and thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you here. Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In our world, it's common to offer flowers to the departed. It's much the same here, according to the records. Flowers will be distributed to all attendees. Considering that all the worlds used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? Give me that money. Give me that money. Give me that money. Money, money, money. Flowers are being handed out at Praxis Park. I'm thinking of heading over there now. We'll join you. There's a man I would like to speak with. Gosan. He was apparently Fiend's aide, and the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go. Why, I'm Val Wolfram of Tuliolal. Thank you for extending us an invitation to Queen Fiend's funeral. We are honored, truly. I had seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I am Gosan, former chief aide to the Queen. Since her passing, I have been responsible for administering affairs of state. Can we get our flowers here? Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out at the counter yonder, alongside the regulators. What? We need to wear regulators for the funeral? Ah, rest assured, they are not a requirement. We're aware your people do not use them. You see, people in the Alexandria of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons. When attending funerals. As such tokens were black, it was suggested that we might wear regulators painted the same color. We've yet to produce enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as we are able. I see. Yet, regulator or no, the important thing is that we remember Queen Fiend. Remember her and her kindness as you make an offering of your flower. I will. The proceedings will soon begin in this plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower. How is this going to go and backfire? This is probably a voice cussing.
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies? You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen Sphene brought us together. Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better, for ourselves as well as those around us. And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we must. We will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us. So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. And let us keep our beloved Queen forever in our hearts, that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down. But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
What will happen indeed? Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
I still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolol. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yokui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit. As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
True. But with that at least, we're not powerless to help. What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead? I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad. But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Guloja.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
Hey, Galulja, do you really know nothing at all about your mother? Shale searched the system for information on residents, but the only Mamulja she found listed were my father and me. Even if she died and was erased from people's memories, she should have been there, but she wasn't. Well, that you're here means she was here too, inside the dome. There can't be any other way about it. Perhaps we should try looking again. Maybe. It's hard to explain. I'm not sad, but I feel like I'm missing something. So even if it makes me feel sad, I want to know my mother. I see. Well, if that's what you want... then I'll help you. I'd like to help as well, and I believe I speak for the others too. But I can't bother you with this. You already came for the funeral. We came here not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. We're not about to leave just yet. Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of this man who kept his own counsel, we may gain knowledge that can serve the people of Alexandria. Alright, thank you everyone. In search of the past. Assuming neither memories nor records of Galulja's mother remain, we must cast as wide a net as possible. I suggest we split into groups. Yami, if you could make inquiries outside in the outskirts, the rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. Oop, going too far. You're looking for a Mamulja woman? Oh, Galulja's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. I only know a little about Saroja, and then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome cut us off from the outside world, the Tural Vitral had appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Saroja assembled a party of warriors, and with them confronted and felled the beast. It was interesting to hear of the king's feat in the past. A Mamulja woman? Their people have never been a common sight around here. Or the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. She was among an entourage of Landsguard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tuliolol after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose they could have been trapped in here with the rest of us. Ah, there they are. Sorry, but I've never heard of a Mamulja woman living in these parts, much less one connected to Saroja. You might have better luck talking to the people over at a Tonwatan settlement to the north of Everkeep, in a place called Yawata. The resilient son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another, or the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Kaniloka. Wrong button. Wrong place! Wrong place! Gululja has told me all. We've previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we can get somewhere this time. Ah, so you spoke with quite a few different people as well. Let's combine all our findings and see what conclusions we might draw. So Saroja brought a retinue of Landsguard to Yasulani, among whom was a female Mamulja. His mission was to rid the region of a Tural Vidral, and I believe it's safe to say that was the crisis in Yuyawata he resolved. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist the villagers with recovery efforts, then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. We also heard stories about the settlement in Yuyawata. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Saroja made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would be ideal, and if this Mamulja woman had remained there, they would have had occasion to come in contact. I see, but what could Saroja have been doing in that village? I think we can answer that question. In order to retrace Saroja's steps, Raha and I spoke with a researcher who worked at Origenics. He said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep, per the King's direct order. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the King's jurisdiction. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, and I'm afraid that was all we could learn. There's plenty to go on. Even if the work there was classified, any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look into transportation records, there it is. The routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but large deliveries were being made to Yuyawata, far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that's where my mother was? We can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. This is amazing. Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all of this out. Each piece of the puzzle may reveal little on its own, but when we put several together, a picture begins to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. A lesson I learned in another life. So we'll be investigating this secret facility in Yuyawata then. And this time, I want you to come along, Gululja. Yuyawata is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hover cargo from the Drift Downs. Alright, thank you, Shale. So the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. It's still inside the dome, so I don't expect it to be all too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go in first. You follow when it's safe to do so, alright? Alright, be careful, everyone. Dungeon time! It's dungeon time! It's dungeon time! Hello, who's messaging me? Alright! First run of a new dungeon! I'm prepared for death! There's 2 Lalafels here. Wait! Ow! Come on! All these fucking lining, please stop! Yeah! Wait. Oh. Ooh, nice hat. Nice hat. Holy shit! What is this? Oh, in! Oh God, help! Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! Damn it! Yeah. What is with these stupid ass mechanics where it's always something forced? Yeah, there we go. Ah! Oh! Okay, Square! Too much shit going on at once! What the? Is that a demon rabbit? It's a demon rabbit! Rabbit? Okay. Wasn't expecting a rabbit. Oh! What the? Oh! Yeah, what? What? Oh! Well then! Dad, come back to me! Wait a minute. Oh, God! What? What are these AoE markers and hitboxes? Hello? What? Stage transition? Oh. Yeah, fuck that. Who pissed off No TP? Nope. know what? I'm popping this right now. You know what? I think the safe spot is not right here. I hate it. I had my gauge ready. I had everything. Oh, really? Really? I hate... I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here. No. This is a bunch of bullshit! Wait! Ah! No! Don't tell me! The arena's like this permanently?! Oh my... Nope. 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 No! Oh! Ah! Why? Who pissed off UCP? Who pissed him off? What is this? Oh my god! This is something else! You know what? I'm just gonna stay right here. No! 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 Yeah, nah. I'm good. Nope. Nope. Ah! God dang it! I hate it! I just want to be able to hit the boss! I just want to be able to hit the boss! I just want to hit the boss. Boss, I am a DPS. Let me hit the boss. Oh! Nope, 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 getting out! Oh no. Guys! Guys! Yeah! Let us out! Let us out! Let us out! We survived like 2024. What was that? I'm gonna have to do this so many damn times to figure this fucking boss out. My player comm goes to the healer because that was
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Vali Armanda.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility. The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zoralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tural Vidral.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
So, you've given him permission?
Teshalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the Lands Guard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project? Or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliyollal. That I believed would forever be beyond. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours. That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
Are you all right?
Teishelja. Could she be my mother?
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in the Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Upiko women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
Ooh.
This observatory Kaniloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishelja there.
That's where we're going next then.
After watching Zeppela HQ, MTQ captures Drakness, Savik. Wow, a lot. YouTube recommended me your streams. Huh. I honestly did not expect my channel to get recommended to anybody when it came to Final Fantasy XIV. But hello, Prince, welcome. Dude, Randall is gonna hate a fight in MH Wild. I don't know about that. I wish I could see into the past like you. Then I could see people who are gone. Because there aren't any other Mamulja women here. For a long time, I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. When I visited Tuliyollal and saw some, I was finally able to picture her in my mind. And one day, I hope I can see what she actually looked like as well. While we've discerned the purpose of the research conducted here, the traces of it that remain might afford us greater insight into what came of it. Let's take a look around for information as well as a way to the upper level. A lift can be seen behind the wrought iron gate. As sturdy as it appears, the gate will likely resist attempts to force it open. The security panel is nearby. Perhaps a verification key will open the way. They're recruiting volunteers for a new experiment. I know I'm not as bright as the others, but they wouldn't laugh at me if I was stronger than them. This might be my chance. Soul transferred a few days ago. I can write good, yes? I am good. Very good. Getting hard to control strength. Today bit off hand of feeder. Cannot help it. So strong. Hungry. Always hungry. Cannot control. Eat. I must eat. Am eater. Must eat. You find nothing that resembles a verification key. Perhaps you should search elsewhere. Supplies for the staff are neatly arranged within the cabinet. Among the various items is a manual outlining regulations and tranquilizing gas to be used in emergencies. You dig deeper and find a verification key. Perhaps it can be used to open the iron gate. Found the key? Great, I'll call the others. It seems the key can be used to operate the lift as well. Up we go. So this is the observatory. I didn't expect it to be similar, but this is a far cry from the temple that held Valley Garmanda. All the machinery appears to still be in operation. I expect there are auxiliary systems in place to ensure that monitoring can continue even in emergencies. The warnings indicate various anomalies related to the seal's failure, most likely. For a blessing, we managed to fell the beast before it could cause harm. Right then, let's see if we can find some clues about Gululja's mother. I think I can use this terminal. Shale taught me how. There's so much data. I don't know what we should look at. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name Tashilja. Ah, it brought up a lot of results. They all seem to say the same thing. Tashilja, Administrator of Experimental Treatments, Research Logs. This sounds good, doesn't it? Chances are the data is encrypted, and even if not, it will take considerable time to go through it all. Then let us take it with us to the back room and have Shale analyze it. Agreed. Alright, I'll transfer it to this storage device I brought. There, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for the both of us. And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and its contents. But first things first, let us deliver the data to Shale. Oh, my poor gear! I need to repair it. Welcome back. Galulja has already given me the storage device. There looks to be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need time to process everything. In that case, Alize and I might take ourselves around the city and check on the people. Their mood has us a bit worried. I don't know if there's anything we could do to help, but we'll see. Understood. I'll let you know as soon as I've finished my work. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Alize isn't wrong. The mood out there is still grim. Some of the Chirali remember a time before they were dependent on the Soul System, but even they're unsettled and wondering aloud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. With good reason, too. The journey home won't be an easy one for those who've grown old. That's why it's mostly been younger folk who've been leaving for Chiral, ones with no elders to care for. Word of that problem has reached us at Tuliolal. My brother is doing all he can to see the Chiral Railroad restored to operation, so that people may come and go more freely. Unfortunately, tracks only go as far as Vanguard, so some traveling by foot will still be necessary. Even so, the railroad would make things a slight easier. How long before it's back in service? I couldn't say. When I left for this visit, Gona seemed reluctant to make promises. But while Shale's working on the data, we could go and see the state of it for ourselves. To Shaloni Station, then. I'll make sure to keep Gona informed. Before I do that, I need to repair my gear. Because that boss fight, that dungeon was something else. Oh dear God. If I'm correct, it should be somewhere near here. Oh, nope, it's actually right here. Vow of Resolve and Yami Nomura to boot. What can I do you for? We're hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Chiral that can't make the journey on foot. I see. As it happens, the Vow of Reason is also on his way here to take stock of the situation. Scratch the on his way. Aaronville! Nice outfit! Looking good, Aaronville! As the guild ship has officially approved my transition from gleaner to independent contractor, I was in need of more befitting attire. You hear about the railroad too? It was in part for my sake that the original Dawnblazer was sacrificed, so I felt it only right that I assist with this replacement. Speaking of which, I assume Lamati has explained the growing urgency of the need. What have you to report? The new locomotive was on track for completion, but we're having difficulty pulling her into the station, in a manner of speaking. You see, when we used the Dawnblazer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all other considerations. But now we're back to our original problem: how to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of... I'm not going to try and pronounce that name. That is, the Ronik. Although the Hetzaro that follow them are none too pleased about their Hetzo being spooked by the noise of the locomotive either. The solution I devised to quieten the railroad should address that complaint, but a silent train presents a different danger. The Ronik will need to be deterred from wandering across its tracks. And I suppose we can't just blow the whistle at them, or they'll panic and be put off their grazing again. Weren't the rail routes plotted to avoid the Ronik's preferred grazing areas, though? It's odd that they're getting so close in the first place. The Ronik's grazing patterns have shifted since the tracks were laid. I am not certain why, but I intend to ask the people for their insight. As a major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in this matter, and I too would hear what the Hetzaro have to say about it. They are the ones most affected, after all. I believe it will be best to begin by consulting their leader, Hawato. The rest of you can accompany us to the Hetzaro encampment if you like. Valid result, valid reason. I bid you welcome to our camp. But what brings you all the way here? I thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of the Jacques Tarot Railroad. You two have noted the Ronik's unexpected change in behavior, then. My son, Shepetto, has been looking into this matter. Shepetto? Normally, we'd expect the Ronik to keep to their favorite grounds nearby for a while yet, and despite a thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity or quality of the grazing in. I'm still not going to try and pronounce these names! Yet they refuse to keep to where they usually would, instead pushing westward towards your railroad. I certainly see no cause for this unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. As any true Hetzaro would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I am of Hetzaro descent. My parents traveled with the Ronik as well, though I myself have no memory of the experience. I was left behind as a babe, you see, during such a migration. One of many sacrifices necessitated by a nomadic lifestyle, I am forced to assume. A chance encounter with the kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a stall-keeper in Tuliolao's markets, and that is where the Dawn Servant found and adopted me. I had already been in the palace some time when Lamati came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude, and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. Truly, I have never heard of the Ronik choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor of any Hetzaro willingly leaving their own flesh and blood behind. It must have been some exceptional circumstance. I cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps, that I might better make excuses for their actions, never much appealed to me. But if they had good reason, wouldn't you want to know? As is so often the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Hesaro way may arise from fear of reopening old wounds rather than blind fervor for innovation, it will nevertheless see me repeat past mistakes. And to refuse to learn one of our country's treasured traditions would make me a poor Dawn servant indeed. Please teach me of the Ronic and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind. We would be delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around. Will you learn of Hetsaro culture with me? I should like to approach this with the fervent curiosity that you and my sister share, but it would be useful to know whether I am doing it correctly. Then it's settled. You will learn more of the Ronic, and we'll have a look around the plains, and perhaps in the process we'll find the answers we seek. The quickest way to learn about our way of life is to do as we do. I hope you're not above manual labor. I am not the most experienced, I'm ashamed to admit, but I shall put forth every effort. That's all we ask. Take these tools. Now introduce yourself to anyone who looks busy and ask if you can help. He'll be happy to teach you what to do in exchange for another pair of hands to do it. Let us meet back here later to share what we've learned. I'm afraid I finished with my task for the time being, but since you're so eager to learn about our way of life, why don't I tell you a bit about our migration customs? If you're here, you'll likely already know that the Ronic or our Hetso are guides that we travel with through the turning of the seasons. We trust them to lead us to fertile lands with all we need to survive. But you may not know that sometimes the herd splits into two, bound for different paths. On those occasions, we Hetsaro must also part with half of our number. You may think it's a strange and stressful custom. Over the years, it has seen us visit new lands and broaden horizons as a people. This too is the wisdom of the Hetso. This won't do. The wind will go right through it, and me without my needle and sinew. Oh, these are precisely what I needed. I should be able to patch up the covering now. Given how often we pack up and reassemble our tents, they're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the Ronic hide they're made of is durable enough that we generally needn't worry. You're learning about the Hetsaro way of life, are you? I have a thing or two to share, but rather than talking your ear off, let me test your powers of deduction. I find answers much easier to recall later if I arrived at them myself. Ahem! Our Hetso provide us with something that we use in medicines, poultices and soap to drive away pests. It's to sustain our fires. What is it? Bones and hooves? Are hooves bones? Both horns and hooves have cores of bone, and we use all of these materials, albeit primarily in tent poles and instruments of the like. It's not quite the answer I was looking for. Okay, is it dung again? It sounds like there's a story there, but that is indeed the correct answer. We've discovered myriad uses for Ronic chips over time, each a boon to our way of life. Where there is a need, our Hetso always provide. Why is it always poop? As you stroke the Ronic's coat, you note that many portions are shaggy and tangled. This one's fur is a bit overgrown, but a good brushing should thin it out. Would you like to give it a try? You'll need the right tool for the job, mind you. A comb with the type you're used to would just get lost in the tangle, like as not. How about a fur brush? Ah, Geppetto sent a Ronic brush with you, did he? How like him. Now just run it through one little patch at a time. Gently. Dutifully brush the Ronic until your arms grow weary from the prolonged battle with his coat. It appears much tidier now, though the same cannot be said for your clothes, which have acquired a new coat of their own. Well done! With less excess fur, our friend here will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat, and less susceptible to illness. A combed coat also makes it easier for us to identify injuries, should the need arise. Of us. You even look the part. I have to wonder how Valcona is getting on. I assumed he would be reluctant to get his hands dirty, but it seems his wish to understand us was sincere. Ah, there he is now. Apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the Ronic, and ended up rather far afield. I found myself wandering hither and thither at my companion's inclination. To force us back to the trail seemed inappropriate. But how was your own work? Have you anything to share? Yes, I feel the truth of this myself. While I was hesitant to leave my fate to the whims of the Hetzo rather than tread man-made paths, I arrived where I was meant to be all the same. Mine is not the only way, though at times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive of how a decision might be right does not mean that it is wrong. My parents had a duty to the Ronic, as they did to me, and so I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so selfish an act as I once believed. I have no way to know, of course, and regardless, this has no bearing on our present concerns. We are here in service of the people of Tural, after all. Nevertheless, I thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today, and I will endeavor to remain curious, especially where the Hetzo are concerned. I'm glad to hear that, Valcona. You're welcome among our herd any time. Money! Warmth of family. Kona, how did it go? I believe I finally understand the significance of the Hetzo. They nourish the Hetzaro as they grow, and provide warmth and companionship in a harsh and unpredictable world. They are the equal of any man, not beasts to be tamed. Moreover, Ronic are sensitive. Though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale, we must ever be free to follow their instincts and seek lands where they might thrive. The Hetzaro will never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. And it is particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit the Ronic's once favored grazing grounds. As we were told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just the Ronic, even the birds of field mice have fled. We did encounter one pack of Ceratops, but they looked to be passing through in a hurry. Typically, that sort of behavior in the fauna would be associated with natural disasters, earthquakes, landslides, and the like. Though the Hesara would have surely put two and two together were the cause geological. I measured the air's ether to be certain. There was indeed nothing to suggest a recent environmental disruption, but I did notice one anomaly. A strong etheric signature to the east, moving across the plain, albeit slowly. A large animal, perhaps? And a powerful one, like it's not. A predator, given the local fauna's behavior. One of the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail by something with very large fangs. It couldn't be. A Turuhetsu. Turuhetsu? Ronic Reaver, in the comic tongue. Our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal Hetzo in the night to another evocative one. Ronic can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Turetsu. Their scales are tough as adamant, and neither horn nor arrow can pierce them. A well-toothed carnivore with an unusually tough hide. I cannot recall any such fauna in this region. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast, and most herds keep well clear of them. I can't tell you why this one is so far from home, and its pack both. In any case, I believe the source of Ronic's consternation is clear. As is our next move, we must drive this Reaver away, that they might return to their grazing lands in peace. Wait, did I just see? He has a keychain of the little robot that his mom was controlling. That's adorable. Oh my gosh. Never fear. We will make certain that the beast threatens you no more. Ooh, instance time! The Ronic Reaver is a clear threat to the local population. We cannot allow it to roam unchecked. But it won't do for us to go running off in search of it without having made proper preparations. And if others returning from across the plain have spotted it, they may be able to inform us of its recent behavior and where it might be found.
Hetsu is coming this way! It has beasts across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear. We must get them to safety!
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
And after they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronek Reaver.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
They'll be safe with me. Please, be careful out there.
Make haste! We must protect the Ronek!
Don't worry, we're right behind you.
They're terrified. We must do what we can to soothe them.
Should be all right. Let's look for stragglers. Ronek are to rally too. None shall be left behind. There must be something up ahead. Come! There!
These are no match for the likes of us.
did the trick.
For the fodder, at least. But where's...
Oh, that's a big monster?
Look there! We've got a big one coming!
Impenetrable scales and wicked fangs. That's a Ronak Reaver, and no mistake.
There! That one there! Not so fast!
Should it cost me my life? I will save the Hetzo!
Kona! Are you alright?
Do not concern yourself with me. Get the Ronek to safety!
There. You've nothing to fear.
Right! Let's finish the job!
I made a vow to our people. You shall plague them no longer! Some time to think, will you? And I will find it. It's a bit busy. I need time.
Oh, get out, get out, get out! Whence does it flow? I got it! Piercing round to the chest and... You're done for! Ooh.
That stemmed the flow of protective ether.
Nothing's stopping us now! Still not backing down, huh? Fine with me.
Oh no! 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 This is going to hurt. Woo!
We did it. XIV, are they?
The Ronek have all made it to Mehua Hetsuan. Hunters are scouring the area for any remaining threats. But the local
that is
fauna
a
appear to
horrible,
have calmed down.
horrible mouthful of a name.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Bow of Reason. We feared you would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetso.
I did no more than is a Dawn servant's duty. The ethereal conductivity of those scales is astounding. I dare say we could repurpose them to create a device that emits controlled pulses of ether.
Ether resembling that of the predator the Ronek fear most. It might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
Incredible! Kona, you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again. Still haven't forgotten the last one. And it's been more than 20 years now. I had come as a trader to the camp in Lozeni Hetta. A camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster.
Oh, are we about to learn about his parents?
Hey, babe. Please, Can you tell me what you saw?
As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro. Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a Reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible. But even in my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. "We're distracted," I heard one cry. "Save our son! Save the Hetzo!" After that, nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Rodak thunder. I ran and ran. And as the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast. Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes.
And what became of their child?
I'm afraid I don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome.
Maybe not. But perhaps a passing Pelu would. And one day, even a Dawn servant himself. All these years, I was convinced that my parents had left me behind to follow after the Ronek. But now I see, they didn't abandon me. They were trying to keep me safe. I've wasted so much time resenting them, when in truth, they gave me everything I have today. It is thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family, even after they were gone. And now that I am Dawn's servant, all of Tuliyola is my family. A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
To know that the Hetzo are safe is more than enough. Yet, would it be wrong to hope that in protecting them we also avenge my parents? It is the least I owe to them after all this time. Yami, I thank you for standing by me, as Dawn's servant and as the often perfect man beneath that mantle. Now let us return our attentions to the matter we came here to address, shall we? We have removed the root cause of the Ronek strain from their favored grazing. It obtained the tools to devise an additional precautionary measure, a silent whistle as it were. This whistle must be capable of emitting pulses of ether strong enough that they will shy away from the tracks on instinct, yet not so strong as to drive them into a panic. If we can achieve this, it will be a far sight better than a traditional whistle, more effective and less stressful for the creatures themselves. Let us return to Shaloni Station and begin work on it. Then, Walika and his crew will doubtless be relieved to finally have a solution. You look pleased about something. Good news for the railroad, I take it. So the Ronek were avoiding a predator. Smart ones they were. They are. And Valcona's not too bad himself. What with his whistle idea. Sit tight. We'll have this train on the tracks before you know it.
She looks as good as new.
If I had time to do a proper job, could have really made her shine. Had to cobble together the exterior with spare parts. We refurbished the interior, though. Not that you can appreciate it from out here. But as far as the Ronek are concerned, we've spared no effort. From the ballast to the ties, we've adjusted every bit of the track so she'll run quiet as a field mouse.
You and your crew have worked wonders. Our nation is in your debt.
Come now. If anything, credit's due to Tuliolao. It's thanks to the folk you recruited from every corner of the continent that we were able to get her up and running so quickly. Besides, the ethereal whistle's the true marvel, and we wouldn't have that without the scales you brought us. However grateful you are, know that we're even more thankful.
Right, if we're done talking, let's put this train through her paces.
There's a Ronek up ahead.
Now, to test our whistle.
On it. Just point it in the general direction and...
It's moving away. Meanwhile, our friends over there appear wholly unperturbed.
With this, we can alert those who wander too close without disturbing the rest of the herd.
A roaring success! In a quiet way, like. Then with your permission, Vow of Reason, the Shaktaral Railroad is back in service.
For a while there, we were real worried that we'd never get the railroad running again, but now that the test drive was such a success, we can breathe easy and start hauling people to and from the dome. First Shaloni, and then the continent. Watch out, Jacques Doral. Here we come. I share the sentiment. Well, we've got a mountain of work ahead of us to ensure smooth operations. Time to get back to it. The efforts of all here today have not gone unnoticed. Once more, I thank you. As for our own work, I trust you can handle matters in Alexandria, Lamati. And here is the last quest for patch 7.1 for 7.1's main scenario. Well, it's possible that Shale's made some headway by now, and regardless, we should spread word that the railroad's been restored to service. Shale, what do you have her working on? Galulja's mother. I'd feel the same in his shoes. Have felt the same. Some questions are painful to leave unanswered. There's no cause to look at me like that. The Kakia we met may have only been a simulacrum, but her memory was real. And I will carry it always. Speaking of things you're carrying, is that a teeny tiny Kafkiwa? What? No! It is merely a token from Alexandria. Our friends in Oblivion would not take no for an answer, and I thought it as good a souvenir as any. Whatever you say, for what it's worth, I think it's a nice way to bring her with you on your travels. Yes. Well, you're off to the dome now, aren't you? I thought I might join you for a time. See, there is all I can do for the people there. Much changed though it is, I still consider it my home. Of course, we can give you the full story on the way. A simple yet elegant solution, and thus is the railroad back in operation. Meanwhile, Shale has nearly finished processing the data. She will be able to share her findings with us imminently. Hello, Y'shtola. I'm interrupting something, I gather. Why, Y'shtola, what brings you here? I've seen enough of the gate in the Skydeep cenote for now, so I'm shifting my investigation to living memory. While there, I thought I would do well to have the company of an expert on Electro. I'd like to take a closer look at the place myself. I can join you once we've finished here. Lest you fear, I've forgotten. Once I've made headway with living memory, the key in your keeping shall be the next subject of my scrutiny.
There was a mountain of data to sift through, much of it tantalizing, I admit. But it will take time to fully decrypt everything that piques my interest, so to answer our immediate question, I've been concentrating my efforts on the audio saved by Teishulja herself. While I've not listened to it yet, I have a selection ready for playback. Would you like to hear it now?
Yes, please.
All right. Several audio files will now play in sequence.
My name is SEGA, and I decided to record this to help me put my thoughts in order, I suppose.
Mother?
Officially I was a chirurgeon with the Lance Guard. I was part of a contingent dispatched to Ysulani to hunt a Tural Vidral that was wreaking havoc. After our mission was complete, I elected to remain. It was the perfect opportunity to document the geographic distribution of medicinal herbs in this region. Or so I said when requesting special dispensation. In truth, I could not bear to return to Tuiyolal. I had hoped to aid Commander Zoralja in the right of succession, but he did not so much as look my way. I was never in contention, of course, one of the nameless many in his army. To go back and face that reality was too much for me, so I ran, and in my cowardice, I stumbled upon this path. A path that changed my life. When the dome appeared, I found myself trapped within, and reunited with my commander. How am I to speak of Commander Zoralja? I admired him. His incontestable strength, his unwavering focus. He was a man of great passions. I watched him, captivated by his intensity. From afar, I would not dare approach. And in watching, I came to know him. His eyes too sought the distance, but not as mine did. He yearned not for another, but something else, beyond the horizon. That gaze would never fall upon me. I knew. The experiment will soon proceed to its next phase, and when it does, as he promised, I will have my heart's desire. Today. It should have been today. A new beginning. What I have dreamed of for so long. I hold a future in my arms. If he could see him, embrace him, surely that would be enough. So full of hope I was. A foolish hope.
Its scales are blue.
He's your son.
No, I can't. could I? How? To raise a child, be a father. I don't. I can't. No! No! Get it away from me. Get that thing away from me!
It's all right, little one. Papa was just surprised. That's all. He'll come around. We'll be a happy family. Kaniloka's shouting for me. The research hasn't been going well. But I can't let him take it out on my baby. Hush now, little one. I know just where to hide you.
That's all of them.
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the drift downs a few years ago.
We know some manner of accident happened at the facility after this was recorded. Perhaps your mother couldn't come back for you.
Hey, Gololcha.
I'm fine, Lamarchi. Father and Mother, they were both so lonely. If we could have been together, maybe they wouldn't have been. But sometimes things don't work out, no matter how hard you try. I can't tell if I'm happier now. But it's better to know, I think. Thank you, everyone.
That was... yikes. It's better to know. A profound response. Gululja is indeed wise beyond his years, yet one never outgrows the need for dependable companions. 'Tis fortunate that he has you. Thank you, Shale. Because of you, I got to hear my mother's whole story. You heard it because you were brave enough to listen, Gululja. If you remember one thing, remember this. Now then, having shared what I can at present, I am ready to head to living memory wherein you are. I am planning to be thorough, so we need to stop for supplies on the way. That said, I promise we won't remain overlong. I know we all have much and more to attend to. For now, farewell. A word. Oh, excuse me. A word before you leave. Our network's already spreading word of the railroad. We expected people would be clamoring to get on the first train back. Yet the reaction's been the polar opposite. Scant few seem inclined to depart Alexandria anytime soon. What? When we spoke before, you said many from Tuliyola were eager to reunite with friends and family. Maybe they're concerned about getting through Vanguard. If so, we could take turns accompanying them. In any case, we need to speak with the people ourselves. Let's start in the Leno 9. There may still be people gathering Praxis Park. Let's try there first.
People look uneasy. Did something happen?
Have you heard? Someone was killed in the Thunder Yards.
The Thunder Yards was one of the hunters slain by a beast.
It was a hunter, all right. And a veteran at that. But it was no fiend that did him in. Only a random bolt of lightning.
Such a senseless way to die. They say that he expended his last soul cells during Zoraljar's attack on the city.
For an upright, hard-working man to meet such an unceremonious end, it feels wrong.
But we'll be fine, won't we? Even if the system no longer erases our memory of the departed, the regulators continue to function. I shan't go before my time. Growing old and passing peacefully with the help of the ushers is only natural.
Well, you may think so, but how are we to know? We have no memory of those who have gone. More may have met violent deaths than passed from old age, and we would be blissfully unaware. It could happen to you, or me, to any of us.
Then what are we to do? Spend every waking moment thinking only of how we might die?
With time, I had hoped that they'd be able to adjust to their new situation. But it's only gotten worse.
Look! It's Queen Sphene!
What? Huh? Impossible!
Huh? What?
That's impossible! Unless it's an Ascian.
Help, Queen Sphene! The grown-ups are really upset, and I don't know what to do.
I see that you are as kind-hearted as ever, Nico. Never fear. I'm here to set things aright.
That what? Huh? But what?
Gone. Forever. You there, Gusson. You were the Queen's aide, weren't you? What's the meaning of this?
Begging your pardon, Vow of Resolve. But Her Majesty Queen Sphene is paying visit to her people, as is her wont.
What are you talking about? Sphene is dead. You officiated the funeral yourself. We all placed flowers to mourn her passing.
A funeral? For Her Majesty? What a curious jest.
Something's up with that black regulator.
The ceremony was to commemorate those lives lost during the attack of Alexandria.
Something's
Her Majesty
wrong.
walks among her people that she might support them in this most trying of times. Surely that is not cause for consternation.
Your Majesty, won't you free us from these terrible memories of the departed? This is no way to live. Not for us, nor our children.
Something's wrong.
I wish that I could. Truly I do. But with living memories shut down, even I cannot restore the system that once afforded us that comfort. You needn't fret, however. I have prepared an alternate solution. All of us shall be made endless.
Huh? Huh?
I have created a new system that allows you to transplant your memories directly into an ethereal vessel. One not reliant upon soul cells.
Something's definitely wrong. Something's definitely wrong here.
You may live as you please, and for as long as you like.
Excuse me, but that implies everyone's dead!
That are at present not sufficient to provide this boon to everyone. But some of you received neo-regulators for the funeral ceremony, did you not? And there are still more we have yet to distribute. 5,000 in all. One day soon, those with neo-regulators will be called to join the Endless, and thence be free of suffering forevermore.
But only 5,000 of us?
You Victral! The real Sphene would never be content to save only some of her people. Who are you?
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
No, you are not. Something's wrong here.
Let's return to the back room. I need to calm down, and then we'll talk.
We only caught the proclamation from a distance, but I can tell you that the message about neo-regulators was received with utmost clarity. It couldn't have been Sphene. She should have been destroyed when the Meso Terminal shut down. Without a single Alexandrian to bear witness, presented with an identical figure claiming to be their beloved queen, it is no surprise that they would choose to believe she's alive. What is troubling, however, is their denial that the funeral was held in her honor. 'Tis as if their memories have been erased. Given that the members of Oblivion remain unaffected, that was likely the work of the regulators, but by whose design? Someone smart enough to play at being the Queen of Reason. In that guise, even if some seem suspect deception, most of Alexandria would be on our side. We need to find out who she really is. While I agree wholeheartedly, we should avoid drawing more attention than we already have. We must be patient until Oblivion's network turns up a lead, or until our self-proclaimed queen makes her next move. Oh, boy. Meanwhile, in living memory.
Oh, where am I? My people, are they safe?
What? Impossible!
Why am I...
In fear of death, the people turn to Queen Reborn their fates to learn. Okay. And with that, I'm going to bring today's live stream to a close. Tomorrow, we're going to tackle the new 24-man raid, so I hope everyone's prepared for that. So thank you all for watching, and as always, your host, TheAmariaShadow, saying along Z, and I'll see you for the next adventure. Goodbye, everyone!